Please welcome to the stage, Kristin Lytie, everybody.
Keep it going for Dan, hell yeah, and the Milwaukee Comedy Festival. I'm so excited to be here. I'm from Green Bay. I'm also a sober person, which I love a challenge, you know? I joined soberandsingle.com up in Green Bay, and it was just me. Took myself out to Olive Garden and had a very nice time. So yeah, my last name's Lytie, which is a Norwegian word. My cousin was doing some genealogy, and she found out it's a Norwegian word meaning pale people. I was like, it's pretty on the nose. You gotta be pretty pale for Norwegians to talk about it. She also found out our great-great-grandfather came here from Norway and proceeded to get multiple DUIs on his bicycle. Like, oh, this shit's absolutely genetic. Okay. So Lytie, that's my last name. I love that name. It's unique, you know. There's a bunch of vowels. There's a Y in there. You don't know what it's doing. It's fun. Kristin, however, I hated that name when I was little. It sounded so matronly, so boring. I just hated it so much. Did anyone here hate their name when they were little? Yes. What's that? Yes? What's your name? Dennis the Menace. I bet you got that every day of your life. Yeah. What did you want your name to be?
My middle name,
Michael. Yes, Michael. Michael's an adult. Michael is the main character. Michael probably wears cashmere. I love it. Man, I wanted my name to be, more than anything, I wanted it to be Heather. Come on, you've seen every 80s movie. We know Heather, right? Heather. Ooh, Heather's hot. Heather's cool. Heather drives a Corvette. Heather is a real cool slut. Are there any Heathers here tonight? No, they're out doing cool slut shit. I come from a long line of sturdy Midwestern women. Yeah. There are definitely no Heathers, Tiffany's, Brittany's in my family. Nothing like that. You know, my family, we got Bernice, Agnes, Martha. You break into Martha's house, you're not coming out. Yeah. And, you know, a little bit about me, I was born with this body pretty much. Yeah. In 5th grade, me and my mom shared clothes. That shouldn't have happened. Every photograph of me, I'm just leaning in like a little linebacker. Like, yeah, let's do this. What you got? Yeah. Once while having sex with a man, he said, "You're so strong, you're like an ox." Well, my vagina just sealed itself shut, so I think sexy time is over. Yeah. You know, I was pretty much born with this body. Like in 3rd grade, I had the rack of a 40-year-old woman. I didn't expect it. There it was. It was great, you know. Especially when I saw all the little girls in my class, you know, they had tits. I had tits. Not fair. Oh my God. You know, they got to wear these bras that were just like the cutest things you ever saw, like pink and lacy, and they didn't hold up shit, you know? So jealous, because I, on the other hand, got taken to a seedy back room of Kohl's where an elderly woman with a cigarette in the corner of her mouth said, "Bring me the device." So she brought it out, and it was beige. It's always fucking beige, right? A lot of hooks, a lot of wires. She put one little arm of mine through each loop and then put her foot on my back and yanked him up. And I've been wearing it ever since. It's more of a back brace, really. It could deflect bullets, I think. The thing is, in 2017, I got divorced, entered this online hellscape nightmare of dating through apps. Wow. Where men, they'll just ask for nudes like nothing, right? I had this one guy, he would not let it go. And he's like, well, okay, if you don't want to give me a nude, how about how about a tasteful pic of you and your bra? I was like, it is the same bra your grandma wears. So you will feel conflicted about that erection, my friend. I am trying to be more girly, more feminine as I age. I've been going to Ulta and learning about makeup from teenagers, which is super fun, yes. They teach me about moisturizer, highlighting, and eyebrows, like a wizard. It's great. And the other day I was there, and this young girl, she was walking me through, and we were chatting, and we were hitting it off, talking about all kinds of things like music and movies, and the products were just going in the little basket. And on the way out, I was like, we got along so well. I think I should, give her my number. And in that instant, I understood every man at a strip club ever. It's like, oh, we're not friends, that's capitalism. So yeah, I'm sad to report I am falling apart. I had to have a tooth pulled this month, which, because someone wooed that. Dentistry! More dentist jokes. Are you a dentist? Okay, we'll talk later. So I had to have this tooth pulled because 10 years ago, I went to a dentist because every once in a while I just had a little green pus that would come out of my gum. And she said, yeah, that happens sometimes. I went to a real dentist recently, and guess what? No, it fucking doesn't. So they were going to pull this tooth out of my head, and as I'm sitting down in the chair, I asked the dentist, I'm like, so how do you do this? What kind of tool do you use? And he said, oh, we use a pliers. And I was waiting for him to laugh, and then he did it, and he pulled out a pliers. And he proceeded to affix his forehand to my forehead and shove it back and just pull this tooth out. And I started reasonably to freak out, right? Because this is some back alley shit happening in my face. But then it was over in 30 seconds, and he looked at me and he said, you could tell it was really rotten by how fast it came out. Cool? I don't know what you want me to say. But there's a possibility if the bone doesn't fill in on its own, I have to have a bone graft done. And did you know that they do bone grafts with the bones of cadavers? Okay, I got a few yeahs. I didn't know this. I was ecstatic. I was like, is my head going to be haunted? Oh, I can't wait. And I just wanted to know more. I kept asking questions, and the dentist, I could tell, was getting visibly annoyed because he had to hurry up and finish other stuff that was happening. So cut to him just pushing me down in the chair, and he's like, Kristin, I don't know how they get the bones. Are you going to let me finish this or what? I was like, you're going to find out how they get those bones. I do love spooky stuff, though, so much so I just moved into a new house, and one of the floorboards I noticed is kind of loose, right? So I was like, oh, my God. Maybe there's something under there that somebody left, and I'm supposed to help them complete this task so they can move from this earthly realm onto the next. But then I just left it because I'm way too busy for some dead bitch's bullshit, I am a huge fan of spooky stuff. Are we fans of horror and spooky things here? I say happy season to you. It is upon us. I did go to the Museum of Shadows in Omaha, Nebraska. Has anyone been there? No? Okay, hot tip. I'll fill you in. Museum of Shadows. Supposed to be a museum of haunted artifacts. I was like, absolutely, take my money, let's go. I pull up. Red flag number 1, the Museum of Shadows is in a strip mall. I'm like, hey, you know what? We'll carry on. We'll see what this is about. Get inside, and these haunted artifacts are mostly dolls. Dolls that are so haunted, they must be contained in chicken wire cages. You guys, I got scammed $20 to go to doll jail. They got my money. So I decided I want to make something truly scary, right? For people my age, maybe? A haunted house for those of us in our 40s. First room, you walk in, It's a financial planning session where they tell you how much you should have already saved for retirement. It's so much, you guys. Next room, it's everyone you went to high school with and their multi-level marketing scheme. That was a tepid laugh. Oh, crap. Do we have exciting opportunities for me here tonight? But I think, as we get older, we start to recognize the themes in things, and they just aren't as scary, right? Like horror movies used to terrify me, and now I watch them, and it's like, you got Pet Sematary. Yeah, pet ownership isn't for everyone. I get it. And The Shining, amazing movie. Love The Shining, love Jack Nicholson, but don't marry a writer. I could have told you that. And then lastly, Psycho, one of the all-time greats, Alfred Hitchcock, right? Fantastic film. It's about a weirdo with mom issues. That's just being a woman in the world trying to date, I've always loved horror movies, even from a young age. When I was a little kid, like 5th grade, my favorites were Blood-Sucking Freaks, Night of the Living Dead, and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. All the classics kids love. I also went to Catholic school, so when they explained communion, I raised my hand, because even as a kid, I had a very may I speak to your manager kind of vibe. I said, "Sister, you might not have thought of this, but this communion thing, it sounds a lot like cannibalism, which I believe is a sin." And she looked at me with her cold nun eyes and said, "You're thinking about it too much again," and walked away. Those are the deep theological conversations we had at St. Peter and Paul. So I decided, okay, if we're going to do this, we're really going to eat this, we're going to eat this guy. I want to see it, right? So when the priest put it in my hand, I pretended to eat it, but really put it in my little pocket, brought it back to the classroom, put it on the desk because I was going to inspect it. Maybe there's a fingernail in there, That's when the nun circled back. She was over my shoulder. She's like, "Lytie, what the hell are you doing?" I was like, He's my God, and I'll eat him when I want to. So yeah, I had to go back and forth a bit between public school, Catholic school. One's always talking about God, one's always talking about periods. I was like, which one's real? I would soon find out, because they separated the boys and the girls so we could each go have our own individual sex ed spiel, right? Because God forbid we know about each other's bodies. We'll save that for a weird night in high school. So we came back together. The boys were all laughing and high-fiving about wet dreams, erections, and just how much fun it is to have a dick. And the girls all had looks on their faces like veterans who'd just seen active duty. Can we get out of this? Is there a petition to sign? Yes, please. Yeah, but I do like to show off this tattoo. I got this tattoo when I was 16 in a basement. Yeah, just so you know, I'm fun. People ask me, they're like, "Kristin, what does your tattoo mean?" Like, it means my parents weren't paying attention. But, they were 18 when they had me, so I'm pretty impressed I made it this far, honestly. To say we were on a budget was a bit of an understatement, right? All the food we bought was from Cub Foods, the generic brand. If you remember, it was like white packaging with black font, big black font that said cracker, cereal, chips. It was the angriest food you ever saw. So that's why when in my elementary school they introduced Book It, I lost my mind. Any fans of Book It here? Yes. I should have known. Okay, fantastic. Yeah, Book It, for those of you who don't remember, that's when we as a nation bribed our youth into reading with the promise of fast food. Specifically, Pizza Hut pizza. Yeah, a little bit about me. I've always been a fat shut-in. So I was like, you're telling me I can have name brand Pizza Hut pizza for doing what I would do anyway? So I had to start running a scam, right? Yeah, because Book It's all about quantity, not quality. Now, they don't care if you're reading Hop on Pop or War and Peace. So I started reading baby books. Yeah. Books with cardboard pages, pamphlets, really. Anything to get those slips going out and the pizza's coming in. It was working. I was at a pizza a week, not to brag. That is until my teacher decided she would no longer abide by this because I wasn't reading up to my potential. And that's apparently when I became the world's tiniest mafia boss. It's like, listen, Tina, why don't you just sign the slips? I got an operation here. It'd be a shame if something happened to your family. She didn't sign the slips, and I didn't kill her family, but that is a fun story about how my morals can be compromised for a personal pan pizza. I was actually alerted that Book It is still a thing because I work for the teachers union, and you might have heard there's a bunch of people trying to ban books every which way. And also there was a conspiracy going around that Book It makes kids gay. I was like, what? Like, where the hell have I been? Book It got a lot cooler, apparently. I'm just so tired of all the conspiracy theorists. Like, remember when conspiracy theories were fun, you know? Like Bigfoot, Bermuda Triangle, Time Life books. You guys remember the 90s? Like, they were fun. Actually, I did go to a Bigfoot convention once because I party, you know? It was up in the UP because, of course, it was. And I was surprised to find out the vibe at the Bigfoot convention was, number 1, yes, we believe in Bigfoot. Number 2, we will be drunk by 10 a.m. Number 3, we want to kill Bigfoot. I thought we were all celebrating him. Oh, yeah. So now these conspiracy theorists, it's gotten to a place where I have to have the talk with my mom now. Like, okay, I know your friends are all clicking links, but remember, in this house, we believe anyone can put anything on YouTube. That's right. Okay, let's get you to pickleball. Come on. So yeah, the conspiracy theorists, they got me Googling. So I looked up Book It and saw that it's still around, which was really exciting. And I was researching a little bit. I found out you can have Book It for your homeschool kids. So you guys, me and my 67 kids are reading up a storm. The scam lives on. I've been Kristin Lytie. Thank you so much.